Hello everyone, my name is Moses Njuguna, a private wealth manager at Nabo Capital. Today I'm at Utawala Deliverance Church, where I'm attending men's conference, and I'll be speaking about financial redemption through passive income. I look forward to share the insights on investment matters, how to build wealth for the generations, and I hope your life will be transformed as you watch the videos. Thank you. So, how do you go about financial planning? The first tool you need to have is a budget. You need to have a budget. The way we say a compass is important to a sailor, the same way a budget is an important tool to an investor. You cannot ignore and say, I know my expenses, I have cash flows coming and all that. But a budget tells you how you spend. It's your compass as you move this journey. So in your budget, it has an active income, it has a passive income, all the sources of your income, active income, passive income, and then pay your tithes, philanthropy work, and then pay yourself before you start paying others. That's something I'll talk today. If you don't get anything else from this session, just know that I've told you, you need to pay yourself, and you pay yourself through savings and investing that money. The money kept in the bank is not enough. There are enemies to that money that you are keeping that is not growing. One of them is inflation. Inflation, it is a persistent increase of cost of goods without increase in the quantity. It is an increase. Like when you check the bread right now, it's going for 65 shillings. If you reflect back when you were in high school, how much was the bread? Same gram, in fact it's even less right now I think. Same gram, maybe you bought it at 10 shillings, 5 shillings, there are people who tell you they bought it in 2 shillings depending on the time. But the same bread right now is costing 65 to 70 shillings. What has happened? It's an inflation, it's a cost. Yeah? It's a cost of living. When we say economy ni ngumu, tunamaanisha nini? It is the cost of living. The inflation, the cost is increasing. So your money your money ought to grow. To be able to outpace that inflation, you need to grow. When the government says inflation in Kenya is at 5% or 7%, what does that mean to the purchasing power of your 100 shillings? It means 100 shillings is worth now 93 shillings, like the value. It is 100 shillings you are holding. The balance I'm talking about, you go into the ATM or online and see, I have 1 million, or I have 200,000 or 500 seated in the bank. I am okay. That's the beginning of the January. December, you come and see, I still have my 500,000. It is still in the bank, or the 200,000 I have, I'm still okay. You are not okay. The purchasing power of that money has reduced over time. So that money ought to grow. That money ought to be invested and grow at an interest rate which is higher than the inflation. And the benchmark we use is the government treasury bills. If the treasury bills rate are giving 15%, make sure that you are investing in an interest environment that is within that bound. Of course, there are higher returns you can chase. But as an investment professional, I'll tell you, don't chase the returns. Work on how you can manage your risk. The return will take care of itself. If you go out there chasing for returns, you'll be given a higher return everywhere. But the risk you are taking, it can erode your money the following day. So whenever you are offered a higher return or you are chasing a higher return, ask yourself, what is the risk that I can lose my money, all of it, in a single day? It happens. The return may be good. So the return is not enough motivation for your investment. The thing is growth. And I'm talking of gradual. It's a process that we are growing. So, have a budget. Next slide. Next slide. On the budget. So, an example of a budget here, what we may say a budget calculator, how it looks like. And these samples are online. If you go, you can get a budget online, or you can work on yourself. If you're not good in an Excel, you can have a book where you highlight an income, your expenses. There is what we call fixed expenses and discretionary expenses. Fixed expenses, these are, in a month, I have to pay my rent, I have to pay school fees, I have to pay my car insurance, groceries, all those things. It's just an example I've put there. The numbers are not whatever, but I'm just trying to show you how the budget. So in this case, we have someone is earning 500,000 or even 250 or 50,000 or 30,000, and the budget is not for the rich. At the one who are earning $1 million, no. Even you earning 10,000, you plan that money. You plan that money. If you started working from school, you need to set aside something for investment. Don't say you still have more time. You haven't gotten, the contract is yet to be confirmed. Once it's confirmed, I'll start saving because I'll be paid more. That money will come and you still save that. I wait 1 year. Every beginning of the year, people are making financial decisions, resolutions for new year. This year, I'm going to invest. January, you say, January ilikuwa na mambo mingi, tunalipa school fees, sijui tunafanya nini, wacha tuanze kuinvest February. February inakuja, unasema inaweza ngoja kidogo. It is human behavior. When we talk about behavior of finance on how people interact with the money, we tend to attach different value to different money. The money that is meant for rent, you tend, or school fees, that money you tend to give it a lot of importance. You can't joke with that money. But the money you say, this is for my investment, you say, this month, naweza fanya hii kitu, next month I will go back. You find yourself spending. And what are you doing? You are not securing your tomorrow. The person we said, the older person, and it's not more about the retirement. The retirement is not when you have worked and you are tired and you don't have energy, then you say, I'm retiring. No. The retirement is when you feel like I can go and pursue my passion. I can go and do my things. Why? I'm not over-relying on active income. I have a passive income coming. So you can go and say, I am changing what I do to something else. Even if it's not even giving me money, it could even something giving back to the community. Because all your needs are taken care of. We have one of our clients, she was funding the youth tech startups from her salary. She was earning well that time. But he said, can NABO help me build a portfolio that can be able to fund these tech startups from the interest? I know the success rate may be 40%. Some of them will not be succeed, but I will be happy if I have like 5% or 10% of those startups going through, but my portfolio remains. And we did the portfolio projections and we started. It is 5 years now. She's changing lives out there. By investing her income, her portfolio, her capital, it is intact. The interest is what she's pursuing. Even you can start, maybe you say you want to do a foundation or something to help the needy, but do you go back and drain your pocket? No, you can build a passive income to that effect. So on my budget, they identify all the sources of your income in a month. The next phase, have them put the budget there. On the next phase, you have your expenses. Highlight them. They're fixed in a month. If you know in a month you need 200,000, you need 150 for your expenses. Next, go back. You know in a month your expenses, they look like this. Track that number. Let us not be a preptic. Like today, I spent 150,000. There was carbonas that came. My expenses went to 200. The next month, I am straining to maintain that lifestyle. I have to go and borrow. No. Track that number. Fixed expenses. How much is it? Water, airtime, eat out. You know, do you count how much you pay for lunch? Yeah, if then your budget doesn't allow you to eat out, you carry food from home. That's the beauty of budget. Where do you shop? Maybe you say, I like going to the supermarket where the vegetables are very clean. They have some light illuminated there. They look good, but you're paying price for that. Maybe the budget will tell you, you need to wake up early in the morning and go to the market. The vegetables there may not be clean, but they come home, you clean them, you'll save something. The budget will tell you, where do you fit? It will tell you, here, you are yet to get here, come back. As you pay yourself, you know? So those are expenses. Take care of them. Discretionary, they are the expenses that come sometimes they are not planned. They don't come every month. But unapigiwa simu, kuna matanga nyumbani, kuna kitu, kuna nini, unatuma. Kumefanyika. At the end of the day, you are sacrificing money, maybe for school fees. And these things comes when you have when you have income, maybe it's a payday, and you don't have a budget. You go to a mall, everything is very affordable. You go to an electronic shop, you realize ile TV yangu ni ndogo ama inazeeka, haitoi picha vizuri, tunaweza upgrade. Unaenda na ama unakuta kuna offer, unaenda na TV nyumbani. But what have you done? Financial suicide. What you've just done is money that was meant even for paying yourself, it is gone to a depreciating asset. The moment you step out with that screen out of that shop, it's no longer the same, the price. It's maybe even 70 or 50% if you go to even sell it to the next buyer out there. But that's what we do. So budget is a compass. It's what you need as an investor. The next item you need to track on your expenses, on your budget, there are 3 ratios. The 3 ratios, one of them I'll talk about is what we call your expenses or cost to your income. What percentage of your expenses to the income you get? Are you spending everything? You are spending, maybe your expenses are 99% of your income. You are on the red because you can't pay yourself. You can't set aside something for investment. So we tell people, you need to track that figure, how your expenses are moving versus your income. Debt is another thing. Debt ratio to your income. What percentage of the debt you have? How much money is going out there? Yeah, it's maybe a good debt and a bad debt. There are 2 things. Good debt is something that you took and you invested. Maybe you bought land, you boosted your business, it's doing well, it's giving you an income, you are able to pay that loan. That's a good debt. But maybe you took a loan and you spend. It's a holiday time. We have leave days, or government has given us 3 more days for holiday, for like the school, when it was extended with 1 week. You realize, what can I do with this 1 week? I don't have money, but I have time. You borrow. That's the moment that money is spent, it's a consumer mentality. You spend that money, it's gone. You pay that money plus interest. You are digging a hole. So that is supposed to be monitored, your debt to income ratio. The next thing you need to check is your investment, savings stroke investment to your income. How much are you setting aside for paying yourself? Is everything going towards expenses, paying loans, and you're left with nothing? That should tell you, and that's what I've shown you. This person has an income of like 800, their expenses is like, maintain them as low, and as you upgrade with a strategy. As your income is also growing, something to tell you is called the law of money. What does the law of money says? As your income is increasing, you'll always find yourself increasing your expenses to meet the new level of your income. When you are paid a salary of 50,000, you are very comfortable. You didn't even have debts. But when the income has increased to 200, you start saying, this environment is no longer safe for me. I need to move. Maybe near the road, or there is a police station, or where, the rent upgrades. The car I was driving, I think this car is not serving the purpose. The kind of the people I'm meeting, the deals I'm doing and all that, I need a bigger machine. The bank is already there. Finance, This I have life examples of people who have shifted their life, someone moving from life of Donholm to the way of Kilimani, income, rent of 25 to that thousand, moves to 85,000. A car, Toyota, upgrade to a German machine with a loan. The pay slip is very good. So bank will give you an asset. They upgrade into assets, import furniture, and they are good. By the time you are sitting with this client was in debt. This client has an income, but the remaining money that whatever they are getting for them, they don't even check their balances. They are deducted everywhere because of the loans. So the issue is not the income. Money you'll earn, you'll make money. God has blessed the work of our hands. but how are you a good stewards of that money? Are you setting aside for tomorrow? Are you becoming, when we talk of the talents, they were all gifted, each one given. They went and multiplied, but we have this one went and hid a talent and came to the master and told the master, I put your money aside, say the money you are keeping in the bank. He told them, I kept money somewhere, and here it is the way you give it to me. The master asked him, you should even go to the banks. They should have multiplied the money, even if you don't want to work. You should have multiplied the money. So what does that tell you? First of all is the accountability. The money you are given, God is giving you. There's an accountability. God wants to see how you're doing with that money. Yeah? It is not only for you alone, it is also for changing the world, financing the God's kingdom, reaching out to the unreached out there. So there is a responsibility. When you make a prayer, God always is assessing. Are you going to pray, God, give me an income, then you upgrade your lifestyle? Or is there something, when you get blessed, is someone else getting to feel the blessings that you have? Or it's a lifestyle. Change everything. Upgrade. So budgeting. Let me go back. I'm not a pastor, but I just thought that's a good word to share. But it's accountability. So paying yourself. Go back, go next. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned for the next episode, and may God bless you.